giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to International Racing Organisation. I'm your host, Karentis, tonight, and today we have the qualifying for the 8 hours of Monza. Now, usually I'd have had time to go over all the details for anyone that's new, and there are loads of people in chat. The chat is flying in typical IRO fashion, but I couldn't get the stream working for a good 5 minutes. Jaeger managed to come in and save the day at the end. So we are just about to start qualifying. I might be able to quick fire through it. So we are here at the Temple of Speed, the most lethal turn 1 in all of Gran Turismo. Do let me know if my sound sounds a bit weird. I've played around with the settings a bit to try and make it sound a bit better, but I might have made it off. And we are about to start Q1, 30 minutes. We've got 14 drivers on track. If I just go in here. Let me see if I could just quickly bring up the Spotter's Guide before... Nope, not going to risk it. There's this cars on track already. Jiggy and Evo. See if I can go on the fly. I've done a couple IRO streams, so I should know who's who. So anyone that's new, we've got a 30 minutes qualifier, and then I believe it's the top 7 that go into a 15-minute Super Bowl. So it's sort of like a Q1, Q2, F1 style on track. Oh, I need to get rid of the driver names before I forget. Maybe guys are a bit picky about that. So we have Evo on track at the moment for one of the many Race Asylum teams that are competing in this event, the number 44. Evo responsible for all of the beautiful graphics that you will see tonight. Let's get a quick head count of who's in chat. Ready, finalised, Gulf, official, loads of Race Asylum. 720p, see ya. Oh god, have I messed that up as well? Bloody hell. Alright, okay, I guess we're in 720p today. I thought it was 1080, but I must have accidentally clicked one of the settings. Can you guys hear me alright? No one said that. You can only hear the cars, so I'm assuming that sound absolutely beautiful as always. So, the current champions are, well, current championship leaders are one of the Sector 7 cars. 764, that's the Beamer bit. I'll get the Spotter's Guide up on my phone while I wait. It's on 16%. Being rushed a bit here. Let's broadcast. We got 30 minutes in this session. We should be able to get plenty of action here. Spotter's Guide. There we are. Yes, it's the number 5 we need that are our championship leaders. Go to the fabled Antonio still in the pits there. Where are the number 5? That's the reigning champions, number 1. There we go. Just coming out of the pits. GT Antonio here for the number 5 Sector 7 Racing. Our current championship leaders by a while have been taking this championship by storm. And we'll go on board with them for a bit to have a wonderful lap of the Temple of Speed here at Monza. So Antonio waiting a little bit to come out of the track. Maybe that was technical difficulties. Maybe that was playing mind games. We know how dominant the number 5 has been this year so far. Hazards on. Is he an auto drive or something? Go to someone else. First couple laps coming in. It is NC currently leads the way with a 1:47.3 for the number 45 Last Minute Racing. I'm going to butcher this name so hard. Sod it, I'm going to call him Fire. It's good enough. Fire, what car are you in? Well, Project Platypus not quite been having last couple races that they wanted. They're still quite high in the championship. Didn't really have the best of in 24th, but an interesting one at least. 1/10 separating the top drivers. Antonio should be rounding the Parabolica very wide there though. Is he going to pick up a penalty? Don't think he will. He'll go on board with Antonio for a lap around the Temple of Speed, coming up very, very long straight. 165 mile an hour, looking for that 100 board. Down to about 40, first gear, tricky chicane. Got to try and keep it planted and be good on the throttle there. Seems to have done it well there for Antonio as we round around this long, flat right-hander. Come towards the second of the chicanes. 100 board again, down to first gear. Bit faster this one. Using all of the curve there. Very nice apex as we go towards the Degnas. No, it's Lesmo's. Degna is Suzuka. Two fast sweeping right-handers, second, third gear. Maximising the revs here to bring all of the power out of the engine. Burn a bit of fuel as well to make you lighter for the later runs. Notice we started this at around 25-30% fuel, so fresh tyres, light car, your first runs are going to be very important as we go through the chicanes there onto the long run to the Parabolica. Someone letting them pass, so they've got clear air to start their next run. As we run through the Parabolica, very easy to get penalty and lose time, but maximising the track there for Antonio. What time is it going to be for the number 5? That's good enough for third, a 1:47.4. So it's that behind them. That is the true serum there with a 1 second penalty for the number 64, the Sector 7 Racing, the Cougars. So many Sector 7, so many races. I seem to get confused with who is who. There is a lot of guys here that I recognise. So 7 minutes into Q1. It's currently Project Platypus, the number 11, that leads with a 1.5 second penalty there. That seemed to have just come up on the screen. Maybe we can catch what happened there. Coming through Lesmo chicane here, maybe catching a bit too much curb. I think a 1.5 second penalty there is a bit harsh. So he's going to come in to refuel there, 14% on them softs. Go for a bit more fuel, go for a couple runs. Jacko GT7, I haven't online that easier. Just seemed like a nickname there for AHR. So that's a new best lap, 1:48.1, still in that cut-off zone. We're going to lose the bottom 7 here. P1R Valkyrie for Project 1 Racing. BFS going up against them in CTC next Sunday. Looking forward to that one. Should be commentating that if I don't make tryouts like I did last time. No clue how I pulled that off still. Don't think I've shut up about that CTC race, but yeah, still finds himself in P11. Very, very strong lobby this one, as qualifying always is. 2.5 second penalty for Fire. Got to keep this on the track. Track is chat is still going absolutely wild. Finalised Tom, couch driver. See, do I dare look at the viewer count? 42, bloody hell, that's a lot. Yeah, that's the last time to do that. It's still the Boomers. It's still Platypus Racing that lead the way. So that is the last minute racing 66. No, last minute racing of 45. 66 is the GT Finland's. That shadow racer side by side with him there as he serves the penalty. I just tried to look back like as if I was racing and just went flying down the order. It's been a while since I last did the commentary. I've been focusing on driving at the moment, so I am a bit rusty, but it should come along as usual. As you can hear the roaring V10s. There are a couple car swaps in this one. I know the reigning champion is ORT. Overboost Racing Team joined one of their drivers recently getting promoted to GTWS, the highest form of racing in Gran Turismo. Lovely to hear that. Congratulations for Jound. As we cross the 10-minute mark in qualifying, 20 minutes to go in Q1 for these drivers to set the all-important laps to start this 8-hour race of coverage being streamed on YouTube, I believe. Don't know what's happening with Stint 4, to be honest, but I believe the other three should be sorted. A very close grid looking at this. The top two quite far ahead, but from third down to seventh, separated only by a couple tenths. Do we have Viper is a brave choice, yeah, especially going from the M6, very nice handling car. Although the Viper is a bit hit and miss, can be really, really good on certain tracks, and then others not so much. I know there was another team that changed that. Let's just get the streaming team. Yeah, Viper was really good at Daytona. It's quite good in top speed, not so much at handling, but we are at Monza, the temple of speed. Very much is a track that you want a low downforce car. I know the interesting thing about IRO is they do let you adjust the downforce on your car, so teams do almost see like what they do in real life, where you've got them all testing different setups, finding what they all like, and going towards it. It's like an advanced bop. Cars on my daughter running from me for a nap. Got two Frenchmen leading the way. The new provisional qual sits up at 146.8 for NC. In the last minute racing team, sorry, I usually would have done all this beforehand, but I was a bit rushed to try and get everything working, so I've just come out of my last further pure paper right in the middle of exam season, managing to find a way to commentate and stream at the same time. I do like Gran Turismo. It's a nice break after a long hard day of doing maths and stuff. Just hear VTOL screaming in your ear. My phone's playing up right now. Wicked. That is exactly what I want. Couple drivers in the pits here. Though still less than 2 tenths separating the top three Fire's falling down to third in that Project Platypus, but he is gaining in Sector 1, kicking up a bit of gravel there and picking up a 1 second penalty for a very, very minor mistake. I believe penalties must be set on strong then for this one. Which wouldn't normally have got 1 second for that, or unless he cut a bit too much of the curb. P1R Valkyrie up to 5th position. Seems to more be a fight of just get a valid lap. It'll put you up there. The penalties affecting the entire grid. Get the spotters guide back up. Spotters guide, where are you? There you are. So current provisional grid order at the moment, just past the halfway point into Q1. It is what's that project? It's the number 5 of Sector 7 Racing, just snagging provisional pole. Antonio 146.7. We're followed by Loose Moose Racing, the number 45 in 2nd position, being driven by MC.
We're script a bit to read that. I don't think he's Fire.
Fire. If anyone can tell me how to pronounce this Austrian name, very much appreciate it. I am a bit on the blind side. My vision just seems to be getting worse and worse at the moment. Project Platypus, P11, number 11 in P3, rounding out the podium. Then it is the first of the race asylum cars that do got a bit of thing of going into Chase Camp to see the number 44 eSports Race Asylum, typically named. Wait, I can just press G to do that. Which one is it? Oh, Chase, yeah. Number 44 Race Asylum in 4. We got P1R in 5th, being driven by Valkyrie. 19 milliseconds separating 4th and 5th, so very much not much in it. We got Jakey in P6 for the number 3 Grid Life Racing, currently 3rd in the championship for Grid Life. That 1 minute penalty did discard that lap, but it wouldn't have been enough to challenge his best at the moment. The reigning champions, Overboost Racing Team, ORT.
I am going to butcher this name so hard. The centre.
I'm from Nottingham, so I'm calling him Vicky Centre. Vicky Centre here in 7th, rounding out the current drivers that would go into Super Pole if the checker flag was to fall right now. Then it is Prima Dino 23 milliseconds behind in number 45. I've lost bloody 35 Loose Moose Racing in 8th. Then we got the GT Finland Shadow 977, very quick driver, see him a lot in Digine's videos. In 9th, a second off the pole time at the moment, but still 47.8. That is a time to be reckoned with, and we can see a lot of improvement, especially with how many penalties people seem to be getting at the moment. With how much fuel's in his car, I'm believing that this is an in-lap that he's on at the moment. P10 are the Sector 7 Boomermobile for Visual Racer. The 764. Yes, I did read that right. Nice. We got Jacko GT7 in the number 69 Apex Hunters Racing AHR. Alessandro, is that another Sector 7 racing car? Nope, it isn't. That is Eric's Racing in P12. The Truth Serum, that is a Sector 7 car. 64, number Cougar. Raced him a lot in a Black Flag. Nice to see him back out on track. Good old mate. So as he comes in the pit, 0% fuel. There's then RA Honor in another one of the Race Asylum cars. rounding out the field, but still close throughout. There seems to be the odd gap or two. So that is Flexe having a bit of a moment. Are we going to be able to catch that on the replay cam? Coming to serve another one of the penalties. Seems to have a bit of spin on the back straight. Now I can confirm from extensive testing that on a straight, doing a 720 is not quite the fastest line. All kicking off here. So that is staying there. I believe he's quick back to the menu. So number 5, Batonio, believing that lap, ignore that bloody voice crack. Believing that lap is good enough for entry in Superpole. Just put it on a show, absolutely. Antonio's DSQ coming before Superpole. Well, what have I missed there? Has Antonio been being a bit of a bogger? Coming in, that is not the best line. So was that. Is that Honor? No, there's so many races like cars. I don't know which one's which. Speaking of one of them, Jakey has just improved his lap to a 47.4 up to P6 into the promotion zone for Grid Life Racing. Good luck to all the drivers. Hard these times, they seem to be pulling. So close around here, 33 milliseconds between Jakey and Valkyrie here. Fifth in the championship, 5th on track. Antonio still in the pits. There's 64 milliseconds separating the top two. Go on, Jakey. You see in chat. Believe that is a sign to go on board with the number 3 Grid Life Racing team. Very nice looking livery, if I do say so myself. Loving the green and black contrast here. Is it time for another onboard lap? I believe it's time for another onboard lap. We round out the Parabolica. Lap 11 is fastest lap. Seems to be on a flyer. Unless he doesn't come in the pits here. Should be on for one. Using all of the track there, cutting off, and it's 47.3 for Jakey up to P5. 57 milliseconds to go to Evo. We come towards turn 1, looking for that 100 board just before. Very aggressive on the downshifts, using all of the engine braking that he can, almost sliding it through the corner to get it rotated enough. The times are coming down here, keeping a very narrow line on the run to the second chicane. Revving it out fully, and that slide through turn 1 has allowed that rear to get rotated a bit more, maybe a bit too much curve being used there. Is he going to get away with that? Does seem to have perfect apex through Lesmo 1 and the second Lesmo. These drivers just seem to be able to hit apex after apex, and that is why they are the aliens. Don't know if I've mentioned it, but out of the 14 drivers on track, 13 of them are A+ drivers. Yeah, still up a bit, 7 milliseconds down in sector 2, but that's basically identical. They should be able to put him at least number 4, P4, if he can get that Parabolica right. On for an absolute flyer here, looking for the 50 boards. Down to second, maximise the engine braking to get it rotated. Short shift to first, third on the throttle, maximising the track width. going to cut that run off again, narrowly avoid the barrier, and it is up to P4 for Jakey. 147.238. Narrowly 13 milliseconds ahead of Evo, but that was an astonishing lap that we went on board there for the number 3 grid life racing at Jakey, as we're coming up to 5 minutes until the checkered flag. It's gone by so quickly, this Q1. What a lap from Jakey indeed. Don't Jaeger at Jakey, man. I wish my comms were at Jaegers. He had to come in and sweep the day, otherwise you guys wouldn't have got a stream in the first place. Just trying to get it broadcast to it, just wasn't coming through. I'm so annoyed. Very consistent times from Race Asylum Evo here. 47.3, 47.2, 47.3, 47.4, not 9 and 8 within 7 milliseconds of each other. That is impressive. Yeah, hopefully we don't see this many penalties in the actual 8 hours of what's it called? I just forgot what track we were at. 8 hours Monza. That'll all be streamed live here on YouTube. Coverage starting from 12 o'clock. So if you're looking for something to eat while you watch, while you eat, if you're looking for something to watch while you're eating your lunch, is that Jakey running out of fuel? That's Jakey running out of fuel. Might have pushed a bit too much on that lap. He's going to be able to get around to get in the pits and push a bit harder. So if we go through the provisional order with 3.5 minutes to go to the checker flag, it is still the number 5 in the lead after quitting to the pits with around 10 minutes remaining. Antonio very confident in the fact that that will bring the championship leaders into Super Pole. And we've got MC for the number 5. You loose moose. Just turn up to last minute racing. I thought I didn't need the spotters guide. I clearly need the spotters guide. We've got Project Platypus number 11, driven by Flexi, rounding out the podium. Jakey in that grid live racing, phasing through Jacko there as he comes out of the pits for another flying lap, maybe even 2 will he get, or 1 minute 47, no, he will have one more lap remaining to put that grid life number 3 into a stronger spot, but the cut-off zone is around 4/10 behind him, so he should be safe, I believe. Evo in the number 44 Race Asylum, rounding out the top 5. Then it is P1R Valkyrie for Project 1 Racing as they go purple in the first sector for Valkyrie. Is he going to be able to challenge Antonio's lap? Maximum fresh tyres, minimum fuel, fully pushing for Project 1 Racing as we round through the 2 Lesmos. Perfect apexes there. Absolutely on the limit for Project 1 Racing here. Is Valkyrie going to be able to bring that car up to a higher position than P6? Will he be able to challenge Antonio? He seems to be down a bit from Antonio. It's the 2/10 gain on his past lap. It's all going to come down to the parabolic. A very tricky last corner here. He might be able to pick up a bit of a tow from the Boomermobile ahead. Hopefully they don't hinder him. Looks like they haven't. That tow would have been worth a 10th and a bit. He seems to have had a good run through Parabolica right on the limit there. Coming down the start finish straight. What time is it going to be? It's going to be a 47-1 for P1R Valkyrie. P4 at the moment for Project One Racing. It wasn't Valkyrie that demoted ORT down to the dropout zone, but it does look like running out of fuel. That is ORT's qualifying run done. The number one cars are out once again in Q1 and will not partake in Superpole. It's not look like the Viper has worked for ORT. Unlucky for them. See what they can do tomorrow. All the cars in the dropout zone are GT Finland's being driven by the Shadow 977, the number 66. Alessandro in ARIX Racing is out of qualifying after that run. Visual Racing in the Boomermobile on his final run might be able to make a bit of a slide through the chicanes there. We've got a new provisional pole sitter, or well, top of Q1 sitter in the form of MC Antonio, demoted down to second. Will Visual Racer be able to get that Boomermobile out of the dropper zone? We round through the final corner. It looks like a promising lap, but it isn't good enough. Only a 10th off. Jacko in P12, AHR in the dropper zone as well. The Makuga being driven by the Truth Serum in P13. And the number 62 Race Asylum not taking part in qualifying either. New number one indeed from Sector 7 Nuke. So he's on another lap, just managing to get one done as well. Well, that one looks a bit slow. This one isn't going to challenge. It's 46.9. 46.6 actually. So 10th difference between him and Antonio. Oh, Flex chatting away in qualifying about how he could be challenging for pole. He's down almost 3/10 off. He's got to find that bit of pace. 3/10 is absolutely nothing. As always, in these top lobbies, it's so close. Bloody hell. Even in qualifying, I'm losing my breath. Punishable by death in IRO. Who's still on a run here? Lexi running out of fuel, making us wait for him after chatting all that bollocks apparently. Although still getting through to Superpole for the Project Platypus car. I believe they are 12th in the championship at the moment. Yeah, Project Platypus 12th in the championship. Currently looking for a 3rd position if this finishes in Superpole. Going for a nice little boost. Now as we wait for Superpole to finish, I can go through everything that I didn't have a chance to do before Superpole actually started. We got Richie in chat as well. Congrats on that CTC race against BFS, mate. You did absolutely phenomenal against us. Alright, standings. Yes, we can have a good look at the current championship standings as we wait for Superpole to start. So Sector 7 Racing, the number 5, 279 points. Quite a large gap against the number 44 Race Asylum. Grid Life Racing trading back in 3rd, and Loose Moose Racing 4th in the championship, followed by P1R in 5th. GT Finland in 6th. We have Overboost Racing Team after a nice N24 result. 3 places up for the number 1. Said BMW there, but they have made a car swap. Not too sure if that is until the end of the season, or if that is just for this race. If someone could correct me on that, I would be appreciative. Last minute racing, number 45, moving up a position from P9 up to P8, past the Sector 7 Boomers, the Boomermobile down in 9th, the Macougars as well, down 3 positions, Sector 7, the 2 sister Sector 7s, I mean the number 5 dominated as usual, 2 sister Sector 7s not quite having the N24 that they would have wanted. Number 7, Arix is 11th in Championship, and Project Platypus in 12th, looking to be on for a bit of a better 8 hours of Monza, but we do know that they seem to do alright in quali, and that the race seems to go downhill a bit. But be interested to see what they can do in this one. Apex Hunter Racing, the number 69 in 13th, and then Race Asylum Black, the 77 BMW, rounding out the championship. Is there anything else I forgot to go over? I think that's it. As we've got 2 minutes until the start of Superpole. Thumbnail, what are you? Ah, yes, it was this. The weekend schedule for 8 hours of Monza IRO event. So qualifying live from 6:55 BST. We just about managed to make that cut to get that working tonight. We've got Superpole at past, just about to start. Top 7 shootout. All A+ drivers here, and then we've got B-rated me commentating, and then E-rated Ray beating the lovely racer director. And then the race tomorrow on Saturday. We're gonna have a lot of rain tomorrow, so what better weather to sit back, get a cup of tea, and sit back and watch 8 hours of wonderful endurance racing. And then we're gonna have post-race interviews afterwards. Maka doesn't like Monza. Who's getting interviewed tomorrow, eh? I don't know. This is just the graphic I was given, mate. Right, we'll have an interview with Superpole has started. Let's get this one up. Get all this working again. Yeah, you can sod off. As we have a 15-minute shootout for the top 7. I think this is going to be absolutely incredible. It was MC that leads the way. The number 45 last minute racing car managed to just snag top of Q1 from number 5 of Sector 7, Antonio. I reckon we go on board with the Frenchman for the first lap of Superpole. We don't seem to have gotten the checkered flag thing that says the countdown to it this time. Polyphony just being a bit strange as always. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's sort of like my streams. Around through Degner's bit of a slide there, trying to get as much temperature into the tyres as possible. We've got MC, Evo, and Shaky rounding out here. You'll come through that back straight. They're close. Come around Parabolica, let's go on board again. I love doing these on boards. So he lets these two pass once, doesn't want to be looking behind. I know it can sort of get in your head if you're on a qualifying lap and you look behind and there's someone there that you can't quite pull away. now. SC with a nice bit of track to himself to get his head down, get a good lap out to see if he can replicate Q1 and put that number 45 last minute racing car onto pole position. So we're looking for the 100 board once again through turn 1, sharp braking, not quite as much engine braking as we saw the likes of Jakey and Valkyrie doing. He clearly knows what he's doing. Bit of a shake there as they go through the curb, minimising the run as we run towards the second chicane. I thought I knew the corner names at Monza, clearly I don't. Looking for the 100 board again, bit more engine braking there, taking as much curb as possible, bit of gravel there. Might be a 1 second penalty from what we've seen earlier. Looks to have got away with it, but it has slowed him down a bit. We can see the green mobile of the Grid Life Racing number 3 at Jakey in the distance. We get a lovely run through the 2 Lesmos, taking nice apexes, keeping much of the track as possible as we come through this final chicane very fast, flowing corners, maximise for track, 2 wheels on all the curves there. Look at how much of that rev he's using. He's paid for the whole engine. He's going to use the whole engine. That is Jakey letting him in past. Does he have a penalty? No, he doesn't. Maybe just thinking that lap was a bit slow. Want him to sit behind the current fastest man on track. Maybe have a bit of a butchers at what they were doing. So it was a 46.6 that we saw fastest in Q1, but that was with fresh tyres and almost no fuel, but with a larger load. 47.4, that's the fastest of the completed first runs. P1R Valkyrie, a Wyoming chase cam, I know you guys don't like that, is currently P2 or P3 now. There's Antonio on the first run into the 46ers already. The sandbags have came off for the number 5 Sector 7 car. And I'm losing my voice already. I've got this. I've got a 2-hour stint tomorrow after a 5-hour shift at work. I might. Well, we might have the silent streamer coming back. Where's my water gone? Have I drank it? I've drank it all. Wicked. I've got 10 minutes left and then I can go nod off. I can't. We've got a ZFM race coming up. Formulas around San Quasi. That's going to be fun. Cars I can't drive and the track I don't like. Do we have any ZFS guys in chat? Not that I see. I don't think I put the stream link in the Discord, so unless Dave miraculously decided to come pop in and say, oh, I don't think we'll be seeing any of them anytime soon. It's a 5/10 lead for the number 5 Sector 7 car. Look at how delicate they are on the throttle. Wait, never mind, the graphics cover that up. You guys can't see how delicate they're being. Evo with a nice improvement up to 47.9. Jakey improving as well, 48.4 for the number 3 Grid Life. Valkyrie making moves as well, 47.3. Very nice run on the higher fuel loads for the number 20 Project 1 racing car. Flexi, the smack talker, being dubbed by chat, improving for Project Platypus Racing, putting them up into P2. For what bloody car is that? That's a Beamer. I should have known that that's a Beamer, because that's the car that I use in open lobbies. M6 Endurance, what a machine that is. What a livery on it as well. I love the orange and blue. The Perry the Platypus machine. So he's got Prima Dino in front of him in the Loose Moose Racing Beal should let him past. Just seems like Flexi is getting quite close to him. Maybe Flexi backs off to build that gap. He wants to give each other space in qualifying. Yeah, lovely to see cars this close in the race, but not quite as much in quali. 5 tenths down for Prima Dino. MC P4 at the moment for the last minute racing team. P5 momentarily up to P4 though. 47.4. Fastest lap currently is still held by the number 5 Sector 7 car. That might change though after this lap. No, it won't. 48.7. As we come towards the halfway point of Super Bowl. Did look intense. We got a bit of bumping in qualifying. I missed that. So I'll finalise. Just want to say what a race we had in CTC. That DFS versus CLR1. That Nurburgring torrential rain going side by side with you. That video mirrors, it was definitely an entertaining one. Ooh, that is that was Prima Dino with a massive moment in the gravel there. He picked up a penalty for that. Don't think he has. But that is Flexi still right beside him. Flexi with a 1 second penalty, so they should be able to build a gap momentarily. Let's have a look at that moment for Prima Dino. We go on board with him through the second chicane. He's got a 10th blue. He's going to try and use a bit too much track, get the curb, and go onto the gravel. Manages to keep it under control in the Aston. That could have been a very scary moment for the Loose Moose Racing car 35. There is the timer finally. Bumpity boopity, absolutely, for ERA Shadowy. So 58 milliseconds currently separating the top two in the number 5 for Sector 7 Antonio and P1R Valkyrie. The 1.5 second penalty for P1R Valkyrie that is going to eliminate this lap before it even starts. Jakey not too far behind as well, just over a 10th separating the top 3 for Grid Life Racing. Then it is Project Platypus Flexi after serving that penalty. He's got a bit of a gap. No longer needs to go bumpity boopity with the Loose Moose Racity. He picks up a bit of gravel there, manages to avoid a penalty though. And then it is our Q1 P1 down in P5, 3 tenths up at the moment. The number 45 is absolutely flying. As we run through the final chicane. Oh, big moment! Manages to keep it under control. That was that lap over before it even started. The commentators curse at it again. Just going a bit too wide through his final chicane. Massive moment. Manages to keep it under control. Superb car control for the number 45. But that has placed him down in P6. Now he's got to lock in. And we have a new fastest lap of the session. Not quite as fast as we saw in Super Pole. They still have a bit more fuel than we had. No, this is Super Pole. Not quite as fast as we saw in Q1. But still with a bit more fuel. 46.7 for Antonio. That allows him to extend his lead a bit. Jakey as well putting the foot to the pedal 47.123, 47.160 for Jakey, number 3 Grid Life Racing team. So what we can do as we come through the timer for Sector 2. What's this lap like? That is Evo letting him pass. Graphics Mastermind. Thought he was the stream mastermind as well, as I tagged him to try and get everything working, thinking I was tagging Nick. And wasn't tagging Nick, I was tagging Evo. He was on track, having his phone get blown up as I'm trying to get the stream working. Fourth position for the Rista Silent 44, very strong. You can see him weaving around the place, trying to get as much heat as possible into the tyres as he comes over to his penultimate run. See what he can do here. Bring back Monkey Man for quality. I agree that that man is beyond an alien macho man, Monkey Man. Now, I'm not just saying that because he was a previous Black Flag driver. I'm not biased in the slightest. Speaking of aliens, the gap ahead has extended to the fastest lap that we have seen so far today. 46.6 for Antonio in the number 45. And these guys will get an additional run, but this will be Dino's final run now. 47.5. Is he going to be able to find a way on this last lap to bring himself out of that last position? As minimal fuel as possible for the loose boost racing. That is a bit of a wheel spin, was that, or was that just the car screaming? I think it was just the car screaming. Look at how much revs he's using to get that car up into a higher position. And it's 62 milliseconds down. What car is he in here? It's the Aston Martin. Usually sounds a bit better than that. Sounds like an electric one here. I don't know if this... Is that... There! What is happening with my sound here? We've got an electric V12 out of the track. That is the pole sitter wheel, 1.5 second penalty, but doesn't look like that's going to affect him much. P1R Valkyrie getting as much of a slipstream as possible, get a bit of tow, trying to extend that lead. He's got over 4/10 to Antonio. See if he could chip away at that a bit, maybe even go ahead. MC at the last minute comes home to put that loose, that spot's going for the third time tonight. Who are you? Number 45, Last Minute Racing. Put the Last Minute Racing car into P2, not quite able to challenge his French enemy in the form of Antonio. 4/10 still separating P2 from P1, but he's gone a 10th up through Sector 1. Look at how perfect that chicane run was, maximising all of the track, not a single bit of gravel getting picked up. Look at how delicate they are on the throttle as well. Managing to hold 90%, 95, minuscule adjustments being made here. You guys don't even get to see the tyres. Evo does not like giving information away with these graphics. 3/10 up for MC through Sector 2. Are we going to see a change in the leads in the provisional pole sitters as the minimum fuel runs? MC is showing how it is done in that GTR. Coming through to Parabolica. Is he going to be able to nail this? Trail braking to the max. Slam the foot to the floor. We've seen him use more track width there. Maybe he's lost a bit through the Parabolica. Up 3/10, not quite able to challenge Antonio though, who doesn't improve. P1R Valkyrie with a 1 second lap. And we finished. What were them results? I didn't even get to take a look at that. So, Antonio with pole position for the Monza 8 hours with a 46.6. Then MCET P2 for last minute racing. And P1R Valkyrie rounding out the top 3. Flexi just about missing out in P4 for Project Platypus Racing, but still a very solid qualifying result for Project Platypus. And then Jakey in P5 for Gridlight, very strong qualifying from him. Evo in 6th for one of the Race Asylums, and Dino in the Loose Moose Racing rounding out the top 7. Has been an absolute scenes here. That qualifying session. I believe that is all from me as everyone leaves the room. Yep, just me and Ray left. That was really fun. I'm glad I managed to cover that. I won't be doing any stints tomorrow because I've got quite a busy schedule with managing to fit work, revision, and streaming and racing all in one. I probably should cut down on the racing a bit because I got physics paper 2 on Monday morning, which I'm absolutely dreading for. But yeah, that qualifying was absolute scenes. I'm going to call it there. Thank you to everyone in the back that managed to get this qualifying working. Thank you, Corentis, indeed, from Ray. And GG to all the teams. I'm going to end the stream here. It's been a pleasure doing this all for you. The support on this has been mega, as always. Thank you all. This is me signing